What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sold Out. And on today's episode, we'll be going over leaks. The Jordan 37, a Melo Ball 1 low, and there's one other sneaker I'm going to save to the end. I'm not sure if any of you guys have seen yet, but the leak is out. I'm not sure if that's the official sneaker. We will see, but stay tuned, and we will show you what sneaker that is here in a minute. So guys, I'm going to pop this photo that I'm looking at up in one of these corners so you guys can kind of walk along with me. We'll do kind of how we do in our videos. We'll work our way from the top to the bottom. Now, on the top. So guys, I will show both of the photos that I am seeing up here in the corners, guys, just so you guys can walk along. We'll work our way from the top to the bottom. The first thing we see here is the number 37. Then it says the AJ7 fit padding. Now, on this white pair, it doesn't look like there's much padding. It almost has that LeBron 19 vibe. I hope it's not as sharp material as what was on the LeBron 19 around the heel collar, because that really sucked. So I hope that has some material around it, something soft. It looks like when you slip your foot in the sneaker, it has like a booty inside of that. So I'm hoping that protects your ankle good enough. I'm hoping the lockdown is there. My phone just shut off again. There we go, it's back on. But yeah, I'm hoping that that padding right there is nice and soft and plush, and around that heel collar area we do not get rubbing, because that shit sucks. We don't want that. Jordan brand, take note. Hope to God it's not going to rub us like the LeBron 19 did, because that was ridiculous. Now, materials, it looks like it's the same kind of materials. It looks like it says the lino weave upper, lightweight, strong, see-through. It looks a little bit more see-through actually than even the Jordan 36, which was crazy breathable. Now, the materials on this Jordan 37, it looks like there's a lot more going on. It looks like there's a little bit more leather, pleather, one or the other, synthetic leather. It looks like there's more reinforcement underneath the lino weave. You can kind of see the zigzag pattern underneath that. So while the sneaker looks heavy on the bottom, the top half of the sneaker looks very light. I'm not sure how that's going to balance out, but I guess we will see when we get it in hand. It says the exoskeleton support reinforcement, which is, you can see on the white pair better, it's the line underneath the lino weave like we just talked about. Heel cup lockdown, you can see that on the drawing, on the rendering. You can see that it kind of has like a, almost like what the LeBron 18 low had right there on the back of the heel cup. That plastic kind of outer shell around the heel. And then right underneath that, it says the Formula 23 heel soft foam. Now, what bummed me out about this, I had the Jordan 36. It was one of the most comfortable shoes I've ever felt. The bounce was there, still had good reaction time, but you could feel that zoom strobel, the double stack unit. Now on this, they went with the Formula 23 on the back. I have never felt the Formula 23. I'm hoping it's the end all be all of great foam for Jordan brand. If it's nicer than React, that would be wild. I love React. I'm thinking it's Jordan brand's version of React, something similar to that. So they don't have the zoom strobel in the back half of the sneaker. It's a bummer for now, but let's see what this Formula 23 is, and then we'll kind of assess the situation from there. Moving on to the middle of the sneaker, it says a carbon fiber shank right there in the middle, carbon fiber shank plate, 4-foot zoom bag. So there is a 4-foot zoom bag, and there also is a 4-foot zoom strobel. Now, the Kyrie back there has the 4-foot zoom strobel, and it is amazing. So with this double stacked, it's probably going to be pretty awesome. One thing I was worried about, I had one little incident with my 36s. I decided to play in them outside. I know that was dumb, but it was a little bit wet out, and I slipped off that pad on the 36s that's a little bit raised underneath the 4-foot. I didn't really care for that 4-foot being raised like that, and in this Jordan 37, that is not the case. You can see that is not raised. I'll get a traction picture up here as well so you guys can see. And as far as the cushioning setup, the only thing that I really don't care for when I look at this picture is how caged that freaking heel is in the back. Now, if this Jordan 23 foam is so soft that it needs caged, then yeah, I can understand if we can still feel it and stuff like that. I would like to see how soft it actually is, but that caging around the back unit just looks a little bit too excessive to me. It's completely caged back there, so we'll see how that goes. Now, onto the traction pattern. It looks kind of like it has nubs, a little, kind of looks like it has nubs, wavy pattern, kind of looks similar to the Westbrook's traction a little bit on that green part where the traction, you can see the traction nubs right there. It doesn't really look like herringbone, which I'm surprised because the last few Jordans have had herringbone, and it's been amazing. I love the herringbone traction pattern. So yeah, guys, I like how it paid homage to the 7 colorways. I like the tongue. The tongue looks pretty dope, and it actually looks like it has the Zion 1 tongue. And I'm not sure why. It looks like it has the very thin, it's probably going to be a very, very thin tongue because the bottom of the shoe looks crazy heavy. So I'm sure they went as minimal as possible when creating the upper half of this sneaker. But yeah, the tongue looks exactly almost like the Zion 1 tongue. You can see that has the very thin flap down to the padding, and then it looks like it gets thinner down to the front of the shoe. But my overall thoughts on this so far is I'm not really sure. I really don't care for the looks of the 7. Don't really care for the looks of the 37. Maybe if I seen it in a different colorway. I know Jordan Brand with the new models coming out is more performance driven. But this looks like it's just going to be a heavier sneaker. The bottom half of this looks blocky. I'm really surprised they kind of went this route after all the 34, 35, 36 kind of slimmed down the way a basketball sneaker was shaped. But we'll see how it goes. Not really a fan of the 7. Not really a fan of the aesthetics of the 37. Might be the colorway. I think in a black colorway it might look a little better. The render's black, but you can't really tell what's going on that sneaker. We find out when that sneaker drops. We will be on it. I will get that sneaker in hand, and we will definitely be trying out that Jordan 37. Now, on to another one that's about to drop. Actually, this one's going to drop soon, and I know it's the low. A lot of people say if you played in the high, then you played in the low. I disagree with that. I love the way a low plays. I feel like I play faster in a low. Could just be me. But I love the way these Puma Melo ones look. I love the color. I like the gray with the kind of the Hornets accent on it. I think it looks dope. And I think it's going to ball, man. I think it's going to be a nice hoop shoe. But yeah, overall, guys, I'm really excited to play in the Melo. There's no reason to go over all the specs. You guys can check my video out. Really, the only thing they look like they did on this different was kind of trim off some of that heel area. So I'm going to get that in hand and have that video out to you guys here probably within the next couple weeks. I know that comes out on like the 16th, I think they said. So I'm going to grab a pair of those and we will have that video ready very, very soon. Now, on this next one that I'm going to put up here. This is one, I'm not really sure how I feel. Like when I seen this pop up, I only seen the words. I didn't see the shoe at first. I was geeked because the Nike GT Cut 1 was a beast of a shoe. I'm kind of upset I got rid of my blue Void pair. I sold it. And I also sold my pair of pink Nike GT Cuts, which I never intended really planning on playing with those. I was just going to kind of hold them, and then the prices went up so dang high. I was like, can't resist. I can sell them and grab a bunch of different shoes for the channel. I'm going to do that. So that's what I did with the money on that. I grabbed a bunch of different shoes when I sold my Nike GT Cut, think pink or whatever colorway you want to call that, pink colorway. But this is the Nike GT Cut 2. Really can't tell what's going on this at all. It's kind of covered up by like a TV with a play button on it. I didn't think this was the Nike GT Cut 2. I kind of thought this was maybe more along the lines of the Greek Freak 4, and that was kind of similar to the Greek Freak 3. But if you look at the tongue, you can tell it's definitely a greater than series shoe. Now, I don't know what it is. This could be the run, jump, cut. I'm not sure which one this is. I think it's the cut just because of the logo, unless they change some stuff up. But I'm hoping this performs as good as the Nike GT Cut 1 did. If it does, I'm definitely not getting rid of this pair. I don't really like the aesthetics, and I think it's just the colorway. I'd like to see some other colorways first. I think they nailed all the GT Cut 1 colorways. I thought they were all dope. They were all sick. I loved a lot of the colorways, but now their prices are skyrocketed. It's crazy. You can't even get a basketball shoe without having to pay resale these days. And I mean, it is what it is. It's a beast of a shoe. I get why it is like the way it is. It's kind of like the Kobe. It's kind of like a version of the new Kobe. I think if Vanessa and Nike would have been close together, that could have maybe been the new Kobe. Like I said, when I played in the GT Cut, it just always felt like a Kobe to me. It had the midsole, the drop-in midsole, just the way it played. It felt great on foot. I love the GT1, and I hope the GT2 follows up. Chances that it will, probably slim. I don't think much is going to compare to that, but we will see, and I'm sure we will get better leaked pictures here in the future. So guys, if you love leaked videos of hooping shoes, if you love basketball performance reviews, hit that like button, hit that comment button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch y'all on the next episode of Sold Out. Peace.